So I'll still watch the intro. Oh! Oh, this is part of the intro. Okay.
Y que aquí te ofrecemos, Señor, que la luz de tu gloria ilumine hacia el paraíso. Acepta este cordero impío, arrastrado por mi
That's not Ashley.
y acógenos del paraíso.
And why are they sacrificing her? Why are they not infecting her with the Plaga? Like, how do the Ganado choose who to sacrifice and who to actually inject with the Plaga? And there's that same symbol from the trailer. I think it was the third trailer that they showed this, or was it the second trailer? Can't recall.
30th, 1998.
What's the whole significance of that girl, though? Why did they need to show that?
The cop inside me died that day. And that night, Raccoon City was wiped out, thanks to the bioweapons created.
BOW! Stop saying bioweapons like some layman.
And too many others.
Actually act like you're a part of the Resident Evil universe by using that unique terminology, BOW.
Asked later to join a top-secret government program.
I still hate how they don't show Adam Benford here. The developers are just so scared to link the remakes back to previous games or actually incorporate lore from the other Resident Evil games into their remakes. Like, we don't see any lore from Resident Evil 5 or 6 and Resident Evil 2 Remake. We don't see anything in Resident Evil 3 Remake as well. At least Dead Space Remake, the developers were actually confident in putting in the lore from Dead Space 2 and 3 into the remake of Dead Space 1. And that's why the storytelling in Dead Space Remake is the best the storytelling has ever been in the Dead Space game. Not to mention that Dead Space Remake is by far the greatest remake I have ever played. I mean, it does have problems, but regardless, after playing Resident Evil 4 Remake, Resident Evil 4 Remake has put Dead Space Remake into a whole new perspective. So I originally said that Dead Space Remake was like a 7.8 out of 10. But honestly, I would increase my score of Dead Space Remake to like an 8.5 out of 10. That's my score for Dead Space Remake right now.
The training, punishing missions, nearly killing me.
Yeah, right. And yet you fight like you don't have any of that experience in Resident Evil 4 Remake. Like, literally, Leon fights like he's never had military training. Even with the flex systems, even with the melee systems. He's so incompetent in fighting the enemies compared to Ethan Winters. I mean, what is it about the RE Engine games where getting military training just makes you a buffoon? I mean, it was like this with Leon. It was like this with Ethan as well. Like, I mean, Ethan wasn't so much of a buffoon in that game compared to Leon here. But still, though, I mean, what is it with new Capcom just devolving their characters to meatheads, pretty much?
At least I kept my mind off everything. If I could just forget what happened that night. The pain.
Don't get me started with the pain. Literally, in the B scenario ending for Resident Evil 2 Remake, you were just walking into the sunset, just chatting with Sherry, not even trying to console her, or even being like, I'm gonna scrub this virus off the face of the earth, like you said in Resident Evil Degeneration. You're not going to take the fight to the terrorist organizations or the pharmaceutical companies making BOWs. You're just casually strolling along with Claire and Sherry about to start a family and all those bullshits. Shut the fuck up about pain. Honestly, the writing for Resident Evil 2 Remake's version of Leon is pretty bad in a lot of parts. Same with Ada, and same with Claire, same with Sherry. Like, I mean, it's honestly like really bad writing. It does not pay respect to the original version of Resident Evil 2. I mean, there are certain cases where the remake is better than the original version, but the parts that stand out in the remake are too severe in terms of their bad delivery of dialogue, or with just how the characters don't feel like themselves, or with how the characters are phrasing things in such a way as to break the fourth wall to allow new Capcom to just acknowledge all the horny fans and all the people that have their fan fictions about Leon and Claire and Sherry and the like. It's so fucking stupid. And same with Ada as well. Oh my god. Don't get me started with this stupid comment.
Even for a second. This time, it can be different. It has to.
Now, I have seen some of the leaked gameplay for Resident Evil 4 Remake, but I'll talk more about it when I get the chance. Is this the same song that played in the original version?
So tell me, Yankee, why did you come to this horrible place?
What does Yankee
It's close
mean?
to nowhere that I
Oh,
met.
Yankee, I see. I see what they're saying.
Let's just say, looking for someone.
That someone must be very important, huh? The chief gave the orders himself. Help him, he said.
I'm sure your boys didn't come all the way out here to roast marshmallows. Maybe you did.
You have a strange sense of humor. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Just between us. A lot of people have gone missing around here. And it's been that way for a while now.
Well then, should be just another day in the office, right?
And you guys have done nothing to investigate the
I mean,
reports?
last week there was a search for some missing hikers.
I'm sure you'll do.
I'm sure that's related to the girl we just saw in the intro. Was that a tombstone?
I think this is it.
Nature calls, huh? I'll be right back.
Oh, they still include this scene where he just goes to take a piss? Really? And also, I just realized something. If it's such an easy drive to get to where this village area is, I'm amazed these officers haven't spotted the cult at work. And it was only like a short walk to get to where the villagers are. So how did these officers never find the village area if it's just a short drive away? Like, the path from here all the way to the village is just a short walk away. So how did these officers never find it? I can't believe this ever crossed my mind when considering that in Resident Evil 4.
¿Te has bebido el bar entero?
Yeah, that is very strange. I mean, how could they have not seen the villagers if they're this close to the village area? That doesn't make sense. I can't believe it slipped my mind. Just think about that.
Vaya sitio más tétrico. ¡Hey! ¿Hay alguien ahí?
Oh, come on, how do you not see that, dude? What the hell's wrong with you? Where are you going, buddy? You're not gonna tell the other officer? You're not gonna tell Leon where you're going? What the hell is wrong with you? Fucking amateurs these idiots are.
He sure is taking his time.
I can't tell what badges he's wearing, or like which badges are emblematic of like being a sheriff deputy or a deputy or anything like that. But are these guys like sheriffs or something? And what is their official ranking? Because they pretty much act like amateurs.
Wouldn't want to get a parking ticket.
So much for helping me.
So I bet you can interact with them back at the car again, just like in the original version. What, you can't talk to him? That's odd. But I don't expect much to be any different, because the demos for Resident Evil 2 Remake, 3 Remake, and Village were always one-to-one, minus the ending cutscene of the demo for Resident Evil 3 Remake, and also for the demos in Village. Well, I mean for the Village demo specifically. Yeah, so if the stuns are equally as bad between Hardcore and Mad Chainsaw mode,
Anyone home?
then I'm gonna have a terrible time. This will not be a good survival horror game. This won't be a good game in general if they think stripping the game bare of its fundamentals is somehow good. Oh, this is gonna be a bad game. I just know it's gonna be a bad game. I mean, the fucking people that played the original version of Resident Evil 4 are so clueless to everything that's happening.
No fucking way.
I still don't understand how Leon could just take one look at the villager and not say it's strange that he has red eyes, or is not saying anything, or is just like, walking away from him. And also his reaction to seeing that Plaga just taking control of the host. Why does he not say more? Like, why does it not spark memories? Or like, why does he not acknowledge Is that a bioweapon or a BOW? Like, why doesn't he say anything like that? His dialogue makes no sense. At least I can make a save now. What? I can't store ammunition? What the hell? Why can't I store it? That's so stupid! Why can't I store ammunition? Or gunpowder? That's so dumb! I can store healing items! Healing items are consumable, just like ammunition! What the hell? That's really dumb. That is really stupid. What the fuck is the whole point of an item box system if you can't store ammunition? That's dumb. For crying out loud, in all the Resident Evil games that have crafting, aside from Resident Evil Village, you could store ammunition inside of your item box system. Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake. Why is it so fucking different with this game? That's really dumb. And when everything is gonna likely be bullet spongy and not flinch, you need a lot of ammunition if you're going to stand a chance against the bullet spongy enemies that this game will most likely have, because it's gonna be like a bad RPG game, just based on the balancing I saw in the village area, or the demo. That's so stupid. But let's see how shit the stun systems are. I'm gonna make it a save. I mean, I know there's a checkpoint there, but like, I'm gonna have to keep picking up that ammunition every time I want to reset the autosave. So let me save. Oh dear. This game's gonna be so bad. I just know it's gonna be so bad. My expectations with this game were already very low before playing the demo, but now it has just collapsed to a pit of hell, pretty much. Or not. Huh. Okay. Well, it's probably gonna be like that on professional difficulty. Very similar to Mad Chainsaw mode. So yeah. That's the other thing as well, because I know this is not the true difficulty. Everything that looks to be well designed on this difficulty, I can't take at face value because they will invalidate those good designs on professional difficulty. So even though the stuns look decent and actually look consistent, it's going to be inconsistent on professional, so I can't say for certain that the guns on this game are good. You can temporarily deposit your equipment... temporarily deposit? Why are they saying temporarily? Stash away things like bulky weapons to make space for other items in your attaché case. Okay. But if this game's going to be designed for pistol/knife only, then you're just going to be running past the enemies most of the time. Because they're like, oh, why bother putting in the enemies when you can just run past all of them? Like, you're just completely invalidating their existence with that design philosophy. I know there's a flash grenade in there, but I doubt I'll need it for the time being. Since I've replayed this village area... Oh, he saw me. God damn it. It's always so random where that guy spots you or not. Come on, I didn't even get the prompt. It's so based on where you're facing in order to get the detection.
It's my lucky day.
There's no pesetas on the table this time. I know what I'm about to do might seem like a bad idea, given how bad it was in Mad Chainsaw mode, but I'm just gonna sit up here. I'm curious to see how the knife detection will be, or like how good the stuns are at the moment with hardcore, but it's gonna be like, worthless in the end, pretty much. Not bad, but I imagine the stuns will be very inconsistent. It's so odd how Leon isn't even saying like why these people are attacking him or anything. Like, why is he just so clueless? It's so weird. Oh, my weapon's in the wrong slot. Hold on. This is not good. Drop down, please. Thank you. Out of the way. I'm sure there was probably no need to go inside of the shotgun house immediately on hardcore. But on professional, most likely you'll have to do that. Because of how badly balanced this game will be. And that's actually saying a lot coming from me, because I've played more Resident Evil games than probably like everyone else who actually thinks they understand Resident Evil, but they don't. Like, this is what a playthrough from a true Resident Evil player actually looks like. With making these kind of critiques, making these objective observations, teaching you about how to observe the game's designs properly. You won't get this in any other playthrough of a game from anyone else. Oh, Velvet Blue. I know on the original version of Resident Evil 4, there was ammunition on top of the rooftops. I'm not sure that's the case here. And I do know the sequence will go faster if I kill the enemies. But at the moment, I just want to conserve my ammunition a bit more. Yeah, see, it's time, because he's saying you've got to be kidding me. I'm not entirely sure what he's saying that quote in relation to. Is it because an additional spawn of Ganados happened? Like, I don't understand. But really at this point, guys, I know new Capcom like the back of my hand. With how much I've played their shit games with Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake. Well, the Resident Evil Village I do like more than Resident Evil 2 Remake and 3 Remake, but it still reeks of incompetence. A lot of incompetence. And now this game. I mean, they've maintained a very consistent bad design philosophy with their games. And it's become so predictable that you could honestly just make it a simple algorithm, a simple predictive algorithm. Like, they should be a bit more unpredictable with how they are actually marketing and designing their games, but they're not even trying. Much like how they didn't try to make Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil 2 Remake, and Resident Evil 3 Remake better games. And Resident Evil Village is the one that really reeks of very poor designs and really stupid mentalities. And it's all translated onto this game. But yeah, Leon just doesn't say anything. I mean, aside from the bingo quote, but like, why doesn't he say more? I mean, why is he just so silent about everything? And why is he not even questioning the existence of BOWs here? It just makes no sense. I mean, for someone who claims he was going to wipe the T-Virus off the face of the Earth and all BOWs from the face of the Earth, you'd expect a bit more in terms of quotes. And you can excuse it in Resident Evil 4 because that was when gaming was still in its learning stages. But at this point, it just makes no sense.
Condor 1, I've identified a route to the lake. Look for a large windmill. There's a path on the far side of it.
Windmill. Copy that.
And be careful. Roost out.
Was this how this back area looked in the demo? I think it looks slightly different. But at least I can take the time to loot the area for supplies. I can't say we're gonna get much environmental storytelling with this game. In terms of paintings, in terms of books, in terms of files. I mean, they promised that the storytelling in this remake would be better than the original because Shinji Mikami, the original director for Resident Evil 4, said that the story in Resident Evil 4 was constructed over a matter of 2 weeks because they ran out of time. And that's why the storytelling in Resident Evil 4 OG is regarded as being weak. And why can't we read that? That looks like a file you should be able to read, but you just can't for some reason. I don't really understand why that takes up as much space as it does. This tiny amount of resources is somehow able to take up the same space as, like, the knife, although this is like 3 slots, but this takes up the same amount of space as an herb, or a combined herb, or a bunch of shells. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. I've never understood that lack of logic with the inventory in most of the Resident Evil games, and this is still here. Oh wait, isn't this where you got the TMP? Or did you get the TMP from that hidden place right there? Can't recall. So do enemy drops remain active in the map the entire time? Because in Resident Evil 4, drops would actually disappear after a certain amount of time. It was the same case in Resident Evil 5, and I believe Resident Evil 6 didn't have this. So for the purposes of this blind playthrough, I'm not going to use the merchant whatsoever. I fucking hate the merchant in every game that features him. I don't understand. I can store first aid sprays, but I can't store herbs? I can't store any of this. Well, where is the fucking logic in this? It just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I really thought this game would improve upon the shortcomings of Resident Evil Village's shitty inventory system with not being able to discard certain items, and you can only discard them by selling them. But they've somehow made it even more confusing. There's no sense to... Like, you've designed a challenge in this game where you have to beat the game without using or picking up any healing items or the like. Yet you don't make it where you can store these? I mean, you can discard them, yes, but why can't you store them? You can store first aid sprays, you can store guns and knives, but you can't store herbs or anything else? That's so... there's no logic to that. It doesn't make sense. Oh, I know this area. Yeah, they've changed up this farm area a bit more. Oh wait, that was, there's something there. And I can only shoot it from this side for some reason. Oh, nice! But why'd that take off more durability? That took off way more durability than last time when I did a sneak kill. So you can actually sprint behind enemies and they won't be aware of you. It's like, that took off less durability, but why did it take off more durability when I did the sneak kill on that guy? That doesn't make sense. And what actually guarantees that an enemy is going to drop a kitchen knife? Oh. Is this a treasure like the Norstein's Labyrinths from Resident Evil Village? There's a chest back there. There's another, I see a medallion behind there. How is she breaking through? Where is she? Oh, she's up there, I think. Yep. Well, that mechanic is going to be non-existent on Professional, although it was there on Mad Chainsaw Mode, but it's just going to be even more awkward with how much the enemy's running animation doesn't make any sense. And it's modeled after Evil Within for some reason, but Evil Within's shooting the enemy in the leg while running mechanic, even though the whole system of, oh, you can't knock them over when they're in the startup frames of the running animation was there, it was still far more reliable compared to how it is in this game. And it wasn't so fucking awkward as well, because the enemies, they didn't just start a sprint and then immediately stop sprinting for no reason. They just started sprinting. Oh, there's a wire trap. Oh, and you can disable it. And you can't even salvage this for parts for some reason. That seems kind of silly. There's a yellow herb over here. Yeah, I'll just use it now. There we go. And it doesn't increase your health by much. Yellow herbs, I actually felt like the increase was substantial, even though I never used them. And it looks like this needs a crank. Yeah, they've definitely changed up this area significantly. Although I can't really tell if these are a part of the main story or if they're side areas. Oh, this is how you get down to that chest. Okay. A flagon. Never heard of that term before. Oh, I hear Ganado. Wait, there's something out there. Oh, it's the Bruiser, or whatever it's called. I think it's just called the Brute. Oh, and I got a kitchen knife. Nice. So I think you're meant to run away in this moment. So I'm just gonna run. And I do have the wooden crank, right? Yeah, the wooden cog, sorry. Of course, there's no last known position mechanic on this game for some reason, even though this game wants to put in a stealth system. Okay, the door's open. Even if this was the original version of Resident Evil 4, I would have still run away from these enemies. Because they're in their higher numbers. Oh, oh shit! Okay, the crouch button's different. That's unfortunate. So like, I actually thought, the quick time event for that particular animation was not tied to the crouch button, because they were using the right thumbstick for some reason in the demos. Wait, we're already heading to the... Okay. He's just gonna chase after me. Okay, nice. A bruiser like him still gets stunned on hardcore, but it's not gonna work on professional. Of course it's locked. Jesus Christ, is every attack this guy does just gonna be that kind of attack? I actually thought there'd be, like, some more deceptive attacks. That's why I'm not really crouching as much. So I imagine you just swap to that. Oh. So that's what the 1 means on the knife. So it's... The number corresponds to specifically the kitchen knives. Oh, I thought that would be so clever. You could stab him during the animation, because the game didn't class him as being in an active state. Too bad. But I did not expect the enemies to just follow me all the way out here. So that way's blocked for now. But I didn't think we'd actually get over here immediately. This is the villa where you fight the enemies in the iconic cabin sequence. Huh. What was that symbol just then? I saw like a case symbol right next to the handgun ammo for some reason. Ah, shit. There's nowhere to run. Oh, Oh god! Damn it, where do I go? There's not there. God damn it! Alright, I have no choice. Why'd the brute go away? Wow, no flinch. Awesome. The kitchen knife's already gone. And now he's coming back for some reason. This is gonna be a bit dicey. And I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Oh, you get iframes. Nice. Now he's running away. Oh, this is the iconic boulder run sequence. Oh shit!
Give me a break.
Wow, so there's those kind of quick time events. Okay. Oh wow. Jeez, I did not expect the enemies to be this aggressive on their home turf. Because it's new Capcom we're talking about. If this was old Capcom, I would expect this. But not from new Capcom. And I find it really stupid how you're forced to only rely upon knives, yet you can't use the enemy's weapons for some reason. If this was Evil Within, this would have been the case, because Evil Within understands what it's trying to be. But in order to justify this whole knife durability system, oh, and like the whole idea of picking up kitchen knives, they have to rely upon such an artificial design like that, where you can't use enemy weapons for some reason. Maybe Leon would be saving up on more ammunition if he used the enemy's weapons more often. And I actually thought he was leashed for a second. Maybe when the enemy's leashed, they go back into a stealth profile. But he's backing off for some reason. Wait, stop! Stop! Come back here. Oh! Didn't work. I'm sure these guys won't turn into Plagas, but they will turn into that beefy variant that doesn't flinch whatsoever for some reason. So I'm guessing this is one of the situations where that's why they said handgun / knife only. And look at that, guys. Why is the reticle so inaccurate? My reticle was perfectly on his head and it somehow missed. Oh, he's transforming. Yeah, I'm not supposed to go this way. I'm supposed to find another way. Oh, this way. God damn, it's so hard to see these openings because of how close the trees are to each other. So dumb that Leon doesn't try to stomp them or anything. He just has to use his knife. Oh, yep, I know this tunnel. And there were bats here, and there was also a treasure you could shoot on the ceiling. Yeah, well, there are the bats. And this is where the dynamite guys come in. Yeah, he's using dynamite, so look, how good is the accuracy? Oh, wow. He throws it pretty high into the sky, so I'm gonna have to oh, shit! At least bear traps don't do damage on this game, which I like. God damn it, and he also changes his throw as well, so I can't quite tell when exactly I'm supposed to shoot this dynamite. So I think right now? That was a pretty mundane explosion. At least I can use his dynamite to my advantage. Look at him not flinching. So stupid. The range on the dynamite just varies for some reason. There goes my knife, so I have to repair it at the merchant now. Well, that did it. Yeah, so shooting dynamite out of the air when an enemy throws it is pretty tough in this game. Oh, what am I doing? I should be doing the suplex. I mean, I don't know how good the damage is on the suplex, though. But there are a lot of enemies in this sequence. Oh, now she has dynamite? Oh, and she has it in a different hand as well. That was pretty deceptive. The dynamite guys always held the dynamite in their right hand. Oh, come on! I'm gonna have to restart that. That was pretty, bad. Okay, so you don't have to buy shotgun shells from the merchant. That's good. Oh! And I'm dumb. I always forget about that. Yeah, there's just a lot of enemies here. Oh, yep. I knew that was a treasure. I'm sure if I come back to this area in Chapter 2, the enemies will despawn. So that's why I can probably avoid dealing with them for the time being. Because that's just how New Capcom rolls. And I saw that attack and I mistimed my deflect. But I just gotta get over there. Oh, there's no boat over here. Damn it. Now what? Thank you, iframes. I guess I'm going inside this house over here. Just straight up running right now. So have they lost me? So I imagine if I can... Oh shit, he's just standing there? What the hell? And this one needs a key. I hear an explosive. I suppose I could have disabled that trap rather than shoot it. Okay, I thought for a second there that was Louise just standing there, just in my peripheral vision. They're throwing... What the hell is he doing? What's this? Who is that? Is that Salazar? Or is this supposed to be just, the residents of this household?
What's that noise?
So interesting how they moved, Louise's, captivity location right next to the lake. Some shotgun shells here. Oh, it's not Louise. And I wasn't able to get the drop on him. God, the flinch animations are terrible in this game. There's just no logic as to why he's not susceptible to stuns in the recovery frames of his attack animation. Is that you, Luis? You here? Yep, it is him. I remember this. This is one of the leaked gameplay that I saw.
That hurts, you know?
Seemed like you really wanted to talk.
How observant, senor. Now, say, you got a smoke?
You know, those things will kill you.
Oh, well, maybe just untie me then, huh? Joder, not this guy!
Who are you? Yeah, stop right there!
Seriously, Leon? You've been dealing with villagers that were trying to kill you. You then went out of your way to defend yourself in that big village onslaught sequence. You then ran past a bunch of other villagers who were trying to kill you, and now you're like, just hold it right there. I mean, come on, dude. Has it not sunk into your head yet that BOWs are at play here? And you're like, hold it right there. Like, what the hell is wrong with him? I mean, yes, people thought the kick that he did towards Torres Mendez in the original version of Resident Evil 4 was silly, but this is even sillier in its interpretation. And now they just inject him directly right over here. So that's very different to how it was. And Sadler was actually there to witness Leon being injected. Oh, you can open up the typewriter in the chapter saves? That's cool. That's really cool, just like in Resident Evil 5. That is awesome. But I'm not too sure what use it'll be when you can't even put any of this into storage for some reason. I can't put any of the crafting resources into storage. Nothing. There's no sense to this. So it's a worser system compared to Resident Evil 5 store system. Or storage system, I should be saying. But it's nice that they brought back that feature from Resident Evil 5. That's how you can tell that this game was directed by Ampo-san, but Ampo-san has made a shit game with this remake of Resident Evil 4. How can you go from Resident Evil 5, which is a fantastic Resident Evil game, and honestly, it might be my second or third favorite Resident Evil game, and then go to this? How the mighty have fallen indeed. And you can see the chapter results, and you can actually see your completed challenges. Yeah, so I am on hardcore. Accuracy was 84.4%. Whatever. None of this is important. I don't give a fuck about rank.
Sacrificial lamb, you will receive our most sacred body.
I mean, he already did, though. When Torres Mendez injected him with the Plaga, so why are you saying you will receive? You should say, you have received our most sacred body.
It begins now.
So I'm guessing, so like, the way the Plaga is shown in this game is vastly different compared to the original version, because it almost seems like there's a hive mind at play. I mean, it just seems like in that moment it wasn't a dream. Sadler was somehow communicating to Leon through the Plaga, and when Sadler was like somewhere else, I mean, that's just very odd. Or maybe it was a dream. I don't know, but like, regardless, the way they've changed the Plaga this time around is very confusing, and it doesn't really follow the established continuity and progression of the Plaga from Resident Evil 4 to Resident Evil 5 to then Resident Evil Damnation, and also with the animality virus, because Glenn Arias took inspiration from the Los Illuminados, or rather, he worked alongside the surviving members of the Los Illuminados to create the animality virus, which uses traits from the Las Plagas. But here, this whole new characteristic, or characteristics, I should be saying, with the Plaga, it's so odd. It doesn't really feel like the original Plaga. It feels like it's a blend between the Type 2 Plaga from Resident Evil 5 that was developed by Trisel, and it's an enhanced Plaga combined with with like the mutamycete, some certain characteristics of the mutamycete. It's so strange. I don't understand why they're making the plaga as such.
Oh, what the fuck?
Hey, stop it. Hey, Yankee. Got a name?
Is that really how they say Yankee? And that's how it's spelled?
Quiet type, eh? I'm Luis Serra. Guess you, me, picked the wrongest spot to vacation, eh? Hey, stop it. You move, I move. And I'm beat up enough as it is. I can see you're thinking. Bet you've been in spots like this before, huh? I guess you're here looking for someone. One more guess. Maybe some missing señorita?
Young girl?
That's too good of a guess, buddy.
Talk. Now.
All right. See, heard chatter about moving, señorita.
Moving her. Where?
Who knows? But later, saw some men dragging someone to the old church.
They're not going to talk about Louise's original career as a police officer? Or like, well, was he a police officer? I mean, I know he was a scientist working for Sadler, but I believe he did come into contact with the Spanish police department. I'm pretty sure he was a cop, actually, but like, they're not going to talk about that. Not to mention, this also leads into one of the most memorable encounters between Leon and Louise, where Leon is like, used to be a cop too. Only for a day, though. I thought I was bad. That's one of my favorite interactions between Leon and Louise. And it was a really great way for Leon to actually incorporate his original experience as a police officer and actually use this to build small talk with Louise. But I imagine this time around, because they're favoring the whole like post-traumatic stress with Leon after the events of Raccoon City, even though it doesn't really fall in line with the way the dialogue was delivered in Resident Evil 2 Remake and with the way the ending was set up, and also with the way it was set up in the beginning of Resident Evil 4 Remake. Maybe that's why Leon is not going to talk about being a police officer only for a day, though, to initiate small talk with Louise. That's really lame. I don't like that. I much prefer the original version. Because I think that was just a really wholesome moment between Leon and Louise when he mentioned his original career as a police officer only for a day to build small talk with Louise.
Hanging with you, not helping.
What the hell was that Ganado even swinging at? Just swinging wildly.
Hey, we're not done here!
Later, amigo.
Shit.
So that,
Took my gear.
oh, they took his gear. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, the Lords didn't really do the same with Ethan, though, because they were already so overconfident with their own abilities, not to mention that they have an army of Lycans at their disposal, that it didn't really matter if Ethan didn't have his weapons or not.
Condor 1 to Roost. I've located Baby Eagle. It sounds like she's being kept in some church.
Great. That's good news.
I heard it from...
Well, you haven't exactly located her, dude. You just confirmed that she's likely there. That's not... Like, when you say, I've located Baby Eagle, it means you've actually made contact with her and you're with her. So that's
This guy
weird.
said his name is Luis Serra. There's something fishy about him. I need you to run a background check.
Oh, they're gonna run a background check.
I'll see what I can find. In the meantime, make your way to that church.
Right. I'm probably due for confession anyway. Condor 1, out.
So that's how Leon finds out about his background? Through a background check? That's... I don't know how I feel about that. mean, yes, I know Hunnigan is meant to be an intelligence specialist, but like, I mean, the whole small talk moment between Leon and Luis was very wholesome to build up that friendship between Leon and Luis. Oh, I got a kitchen knife. The wide sweeping slash attacks with R2 are fucking useless. There's no utility for this. It's slow. And also the stuns generated by the wide sweeping slash attacks are far more inconsistent compared to the quick stab attacks. I would have much rather they put in a blind fire feature with the guns rather than just reserving it for these useless sweep attacks. It's very bad in this game. It's one of the crappiest fundamental mechanics that they've introduced in this game.